all things Pelicans. You're now tuned into the Pelican post-game report. What's poppin', fam? Shout out to you guys. Appreciate y'all being in the latest installment of PPR. We up in this thing talking Pelicans. Shout out to the diehards out there. Appreciate y'all for joining in the stream tonight. Gonna be talking some Pelicans, covering some topics, man. Y'all kick back, chill. We about to talk some Pels, man. So y'all hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. By all means, feel free to share the show on your social media feed. We up in this thing. Thank you, brother Michael. What's poppin', Flock? Thank you for your super chat.
Thank you. Fuck too kind.
Thank you, bro. Appreciate you, man. All right, we got some stuff to talk about to the Flock. As y'all come in, please feel free to hit the like button, man. Hit the sub button if you're not a sub, and please feel free to share the show on your social media feed. If you're listening via X, hit the retweet button, man. We in here talking Pels, man. What's popping? We got DC and Lex in the building tonight. What's going on, Lex? How you doing? DC fam, what's popping?
What's going on? How y'all doing?
All right, Lex. Shout out. All right, shout out to you, Lex. DC, are you there, sir? How's it? How's the weather on the island, sir?
Let me check my phone.
Just look out the window.
Is it a specific city you want to know about?
The city you're in, isn't it?
Let me see the weather right here in New Orleans.
No. Wait.
Well, it's 78 degrees outside right now.
All right, thank you, DC. Appreciate that.
That's pretty cool for the city. You know, got that 100% humidity, man. So.
That's right. Yeah, much love, DC. Appreciate the weather report.
Doing good here, man. Matter of fact, what's the weather like where you at? Isn't it 78 degrees over there too?
It doesn't matter, brother. We know I'm in America, sir, so it's all good. All right, so anyway, let's talk some Pels tonight, man. All right, of course, it starts off as Zion shining in China. Zion was called break dancing and dunking the ball. He put on the show for the people.
Break dancing.
Hey, I'm glad it wasn't like a ray gun from Australia, though.
Hey, hold up. Wait, what hand? That's the right hand.
Okay. Y'all okay. You know what? This is sad, man. When we analyze like every single detail.
Well, look.
What shoes he wearing?
Right? I don't care about the shoes. The last shoes he had was ugly. I'm waiting for the new one. I got a pair of the tools, though. Them tools was fire. I went supported Zion on them tools.
All right, so there you go, Zion moving around doing stuff in China.
It would have been tight if he would have threw this in.
But Zion looks good, though, man. He looked like he having some fun out there, man. He was dribbling around, showing some stuff. Lex, you seen him with the fadeaway, too, man. Zion was a little working there, man. What you think about Zion's little fadeaway?
Oh, it was nice. I mean, and he didn't hesitate. It looked like it was natural. It was first nature to him.
Right.
And that's really good. So, I mean, I hope that that's a huge sign of what's to come, because really it looks like he's picking up where he left off from, against the Lakers. So I like that. What? Oh, you crazy, man.
I think Zion did a lot better, man, to be honest.
Yeah, he did.
They had a woman on a swim team. She went underwater, bro, and did that whole thing underwater.
Yeah, she did. And you know what? It looked epic, too. It looked epic. Yeah, she's on the sink.
Where she did
the sink swimming team.
Oh,
and she took this and made it 100 times. I like it. It was actually a nice routine underwater.
I know, right? I'm like, damn,
that's hard. I couldn't even imagine. I mean,
underwater.
Yeah, man.
100 times better than what she did out the water.
Yeah. I mean, and she killed it.
You know what I'm trying to figure out, though? Who let her in the show? Like, how the hell did she qualify?
What? I'm surprised a certain group of people weren't up in there, though.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
And them
And
boys
I'm
come
like,
through that pumping,
interesting.
they would have tore it down.
Oh man.
They
Like
what?
man, they have battles over here all the time with breakdancing. And you telling me that wasn't enough melanin out there, man.
All right.
You know that the pinnacle is the Chinese got it on lock. So they're gonna
Hold
try to have the little Chinese hip hop people come through, but they can't handle LA. Start getting to some of these chocolate cities.
all
Because
right.
I mean, hey, think about New York. I mean, obviously LA, you got a whole lot of something up in LA, but that's like, come on, man. I'm gonna need y'all to know the origins of breakdancing.
Pretty much any metropolitan city.
Hold on. Do you see? Let's jump to Pels, man. I just threw that in there, man, just to kind of.
You brought it up, man.
I know. You know what I'm saying?
Any mag as we comment on it?
No,
Yeah,
I'm
come
not
on,
mad.
man. Come on, man.
Let's hit it up,
Let's
man.
go. Come on, let's
Come
move
on,
on.
man.
Let's move
You know
on.
what I'm saying?
DC, you messy, man. You know that DC kind of messy, man. Pelicans star Zion Williamson looks ready for the regular season in 2025 NBA dunk contest after his dunk in China went viral. Pelican star Zion is going viral for a unique dunk he pulled off overseas on NBA tour with his Jordan brand that stopped in China. Video stars Williamson dribbling in circles while sitting at the free throw line before jumping up and converting a reverse dunk off the dribble. It went crazy too, man. We showed that. And of course, they showed NBA All-Stars Luka Doncic, Paolo Banchero, and Boston Celtics champion Jason Tatum were alongside Zion and Jordan Brands overseas. Zion's break dancing into a reverse dunk certainly gave the crowd a memorable moment. And Pelicans family members seeing Williams in such great shape is exciting, right? So, they mentioned what Stephen A. had said, but at the same time, man, it'll be pretty awesome. They even say, will Zion participate in the 2025 NBA dunk contest? Clamor from an NBA All-Star to partake in All-Star Saturdays nights. I would say no to this. I would say definitely hell no to this.
Well, Zion said, he said he possibly would. He said that last year. They asked him if he would be in a slam dunk contest. He said, "Look," he said, "if I make the All-Star game, yeah, I'll probably do it. But that's more important. You got to handle your business first."
Yeah,
like basically saying he don't want to be in a slam
motivated.
dunk contest if he not an All-Star. Like, what's the point? Because if Zion go, I mean, he pretty much gonna win it. They ain't got nobody. It would be nice to see, like, if it was like him, Ja, Anthony Edwards. That would be crazy. You know what I'm saying?
Anthony
You had like
Edwards
Trey
said that
Murphy
he
in there or
doesn't,
something too. Man, everybody will watch. But outside of something like that happening, if Zion going there, man, it's an automatic win.
Yeah.
Yeah, he got that it there. It would, but see superstars in the dunk contest again, man.
Yeah.
That'll be awesome, man.
The All-Star whole weekend is just, I mean, did y'all watch it?
Yeah, I always watch it. I mean, yeah, I actually enjoy it. But I mean, one thing I don't like about it is the fact that, man, that's what I think Kobe was probably like the last one, maybe KG.
Yeah, when they started doing them teams,
like, they really played hard. Like, they competed, man. Like, even it's like, I don't understand why guys want to badly want to get there, but then they get there and it's like y'all don't even play.
They want to get there because it makes more money, Lex. Like, they built this into their contracts and stuff now. So, like, once they make it, that's okay. That's all they care about. That little, what's the winner get? 500,000 or 100,000, 200,000, whatever.
Apparently, the money ain't
they don't
even
care
moving.
about that.
It's like, can you give that money to me then? Because instead of me watching it, I mean, because it's like they, the money don't even move them for real.
Yeah,
I mean, it's I feel like this, man. Like, do y'all love the game? Like, because I think my mentality is, anytime I step on the floor, I don't care if it's street ball, if it's a pickup game, if it's an organized game, I'm playing. I'm going to go out there and compete. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, guys just don't have that type of love for the game no more.
Yeah, that's a lot of it's. It's a lot of the contract things have changed, and no doubt about it from what it used to be. I remember Jordan, Dominique, those contests.
Yeah.
Even the Vince Carter was doing his thing. T Mac was in there.
Yeah.
So for them to see Zion do that, maybe he can create a new wave where some of the stars will kind of go back to the dunk contest, and we won't see some of the like backup players doing it.
Oh
But
shoot, we seeing G League guys.
yeah,
I'm saying?
guy can't even make the squad anywhere, but he the dunk
Yeah,
contest.
he can't make no squad.
But he can.
And you know what? He's working his butt off. That dude's working his butt off to play in the league and everything, and it's like
it ain't happening.
Yeah.
Let's move to this next article right here, fam, that we got up here. This also kind of correlates with the Zion health thing we talk about here. Pelicans news: Carmelo Anthony gets 100% honest on Zion Williamson's big weight loss. And Zion recently went viral for photos of him looking remarkably slimmer than before, drawing reactions from the basketball community. Carmelo Anthony, one of the more notable NBA personalities who noticed Zion Williamson's newfound body during a recent episode of 7 p.m. in Brooklyn with Kid Merrill, the 10-time NBA All-Star lauded Williamson for cutting down the weight, but added that he needs to be consistent with it to help his career in the long run. And this is pretty much what Melo said. He said he looked like he was in the best shape of his life, but it's not getting in shape. It's remaining in shape. It's remaining fit. No, you're going to get there, but you are going to keep that going. Are you going to do what you need to do to keep that? You being locked in. How are you going to do it? It's a long season, and you really got to put the work in to remain that way. There are no days off. And that's Melo kind of giving them the game on that. And pretty much, a lot of the criticism from people before, all of the ESPN folks and all that. Fully fit Zion Williamson is the key to New Orleans Pelicans' fortune. Believe it or not, Zion Williamson is coming off the healthiest season of his career as he played 70 regular season games, averaging 23 points a game, just under 6 rebounds, 5 assists, 1.1 on the steals, on 57% shooting from the field. However, he was unavailable when the Pelicans need him the most, as Williamson didn't play a single game during the first round playoff series against the Thunder, in which they were swept. Many argue that if Zion Williamson is 100% fit by then, the Pelicans would have been more competitive against the OKC Thunder. No doubt about it. A healthy Zion Williamson changes everything for the Pel Nation. He changes every damn thing. So the whole thing is him doing what he's doing, and we seeing how fit Zion Williamson is. I actually think we're here now, like with Zion, all of the stuff that's been happening, his maturation with his family, all of the stuff he had to go through, the criticisms and all of this stuff. And then being healthy during the offseason, having Amy Atmore, which is another big key to this thing that we often talk about, having her here is a big help for him to stay healthy. And I do think that Zion Williamson will remain fit. And this damn sure is going to help the Pelicans' fortune. If Zion is there, man, the sky's the limit for the New Orleans Pelicans. DC, you want to chime in, then Lex, on the topic of 100% Zion Williamson, brother?
Yeah, I mean, you don't sound like Melo hating or nothing. It's maybe it's one of them things he's trying to pass a message to him through the media because he don't really know him per se. But he's absolutely right. Zion has been yo-yoing with his weight, the whole time in the league. Stories of him basically when he came into Duke, they wanted him to get down or maybe pick up some muscle and then had to get his weight down. Who knows how true that is? But in the NBA, we've seen Zion get bigger and bigger every year, and everybody tried to act like it wasn't an issue on his team. And I think now with the history that we have with his injuries and him actually getting hurt in the playing game, because the whole thing was he wanted to lose weight, but he still wanted to have enough weight to where he can be at advantage with the way that he plays. Obviously, you don't want Zion to be 230 playing the way he plays. I mean, he doesn't. I think maybe he probably still could pull it off at 230. It might be a little too small. But 260, 270 range is probably about where you want to see him at. And if he gets there, then that will be the next challenge to stay there, because You can fast, you can run, you can diet, you can do all of these things to cut weight. But once you get to that weight, you can't just do the things you were doing before because you're going to go right back to it. It's a lot easier to maintain it than it is to get down to that weight. But maintaining it mentally is harder because you really have to change the way you were living your life. You can't go back to doing the things you were doing once you get to the weight, or you're going to wind up with all that weight right back on you.
Lex, you want to add to that before we jump into our topics for the night?
Yeah, I think the hardest thing for Zion was to find the weight that works. I go back to the interview that he had with JJ Redick on Old Man and the Three.
Right.
And that's one thing that he stated was finding that weight. And I think in trying to find that weight, he was also dealing with injuries, which rehabbing is not getting in shape. It's rehabbing. You know what I'm saying? So that you can take the next steps to get in shape. So I just think that, like DC said, it's been like a yo-yo for him with his weight. But obviously, injuries can throw a wrench and break all that up. And then it's like, I got to start all over again. You know what I'm saying? So, and then depending on where the injury is or, and all that stuff, you have to re-strengthen those muscles. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of times, especially with the hamstring, a lot of you're overusing the muscles on the other leg. And it's like that with any part of your body. If your foot is out, that means your other foot is going to be compensating for the foot that's down at the moment. You know what I'm saying? So all that stuff, because he does have a unique body. Zion doesn't have the traditional basketball body. So his body's very unique. And by it being unique, trying to find that happy medium, the weight that works, that was the first thing. And then now that thing is, okay, now I need to consistently have this weight. Because changing his weight throughout, the next few seasons or anything like that, that's going to hurt him just as well. It definitely has to be consistent. And that's not easy. You know what I'm saying? I mean, anybody who's in their early 20s, you know what I'm saying? I mean, and you have to be disciplined, at a professional level to keep your body like that. That's not an easy thing. I forget LeBron, he had an interview and he talked about that. And one thing that he said is that to be a superstar, it really has to be a full out dedication like that. That's the only thing. You have to focus on that. And I mentioned that because it's everything. It's your body. It's the way that you eat. It's your lifestyle. It's everything. Like, in order for you to really be, like, for Zion to be as big as we all know that he can be, he really has to go to a whole nother level of dedication, determination, and just focus. And, I mean, that's the price of greatness. You know what I'm saying? You may have to, miss a, cheat day. You know what I'm saying? Like you said, it's no days off. You know what I'm saying? You can't think like, okay, well, I have a cheat day. Like, no, that's the price of greatness. If you want to achieve that greatness, like, he has to become like tunnel vision. Like, this is what I'm trying to do for the rest of his career.
Yeah, it's definitely that, man. And the moment he does that, man, and I think he's on the right path. If you guys agree with me, I think that he's heading in the right direction because all of this is pretty much based on his health in terms of him being a centerpiece. I mean, he's damn near unstoppable when his mind is made up. They have to collapse on him, and you got shooters everywhere. when he's at his best, the Pelicans they're going to be a juggernaut, man. So just getting him there is the big part of the game, man. So I think we're trending in the right direction. Healthy during the offseason, going into the season, Carmelo said, and looks like in the best shape of his career. No doubt about it. This is what it's all about. It has to have been frustrating like last year because he worked his ass off the prior year to get to that point. And then the play-in game gets hurt in the play-in game, and he was cooking, knocking LeBron on his ass, shooting the ball over Anthony Davis. Pelicans was on their way to winning that.
Getting double teamed by LeBron and AD. That's the two best players on the team.
Couldn't stop them.
You know
Pelicans were going to win that game, and then he steps
top 10 players in the league.
Yep, and that was it. He was out of there. So, I mean, yeah, that has to drive you like, man, I'm sick of this. We got to do whatever we got to do. Well, I need you to be in this weight, and then you got to aim at more working with him. So that's a big part of the development. So I think we trended in the right direction. Everything is based on him going at championships, whatever we got. It's all based around this man. He has to be there to build that camaraderie and that harmony to keep doing what we got to do, man. A lot of people here. We got to push it. All right, so let's move into this section of it, y'all. Let's kind of speed it up a little bit. I got a few questions that we're gonna go over in this breakdown. I want some of the family members as well to kind of chime in the chat, let us know right here what we're going to talk about. So the first topic, Lex, to talk about here, we're going to throw a little BI in the mix, right? We're going to throw a little BI in the mix. And this is the first question here. What would Brandon Ingram's new role be in the Pelicans offense for the upcoming season? You start us off, Lex.
Well, I think definitely I think he's going to be playing more into a role as far as like the obvious is shooting threes, spacing the floor. That was the biggest thing with him. So I'd like to think that that's going to be a big deal. I think I'm not sure about as far as, what type of actions we're going to see as far as like if the ball is in Dejounte's hands as far as, pick and rolls and things like that. But that is a possibility that perhaps we will see that more. I don't know how much often how much we'll see it, but I'm pretty sure they'll make attempts. But I think really most of the action will probably come from Dejounte and Zion and, just spreading the floor. And then is he, obviously the catch and shoot, from wherever he is. I think that's another big step for him. And that's really going to, pay dividends on this team because I think a lot of times Brandon, he catches the ball and he'll dribble in when he's open, but he'll dribble into a tougher shot. And it's like, dude, you got to make the game easier for yourself. Make it easy. Sometimes you don't always have to dribble. Just be ready to shoot. We saw it. We saw glimpses of it, throughout the season, but it wasn't enough. It wasn't consistent. But I would definitely, something's wrong when all your shots are tough. It's great that you can shoot tough shots, but you don't want every shot that you're putting up to be tough. That's crazy. The whole purpose of the game is to make the game easy. And so I think those are the biggest things, shooting threes and from wherever he is, whether it's mid-range, whether it's behind the arc, be ready to catch and shoot. Analyze the situation and catch the ball and just put it up. Sometimes you don't need that dribble because if that space has already been created, the whole purpose of dribbling is to create space. If the space is already there, then there's no need to dribble.
DC, my brother, what you think about that? Which was your answer to that question, brother? What role would
y'all gonna be mad at me? BI's role on the team this year is the same as his role on the team last year. BI is going to be featured as a borderline 1B alongside Zion. This is the same thing that's been going on when he was here. What I think will play to an advantage, I do think there's some truth to us having a point guard and in the way BI plays, as far as him taking some of those catch and shoot opportunities, as well as more threes. We have evidence for it. He played differently with Lonzo Ball the 2 years they played together. And Drew Holiday as well. You know, he was on the 2019 team. It's a different BI. So I think he will take less tough shots with the amount of talent we have on his team, adding Dejounte Murray, which is another lethal weapon. There's really no excuse for him taking those tough shots unless you needed to. Okay, you want to take those tough shots. You can be the guy. Let's say we're in the Florida offense. Zion ain't got nothing going. We didn't have other looks. Okay, it's 10 seconds left. Let's dump it to BI. Whatever. You know what I'm saying? That's the time to take those shots. And I think with Dejounte at point guard, you'll see that. So you'll see a more efficient version of BI, but that leads me back to what I keep saying that nobody want to think about. Let's say BI takes 5-6 threes a game. His mid range is still as lethal as it is, and he gets that more under control with not using it, I guess not as much, but when needed. And he's attacking the paint. And this dude has what Stacy put in the chat, 24, 5, and 5. He do that, get 24, 5, and 5. Do you still really want to trade him? He's shooting at 38, 40% from 3-point line, 50% mid-range, 80 some odd percent from free throw line. You still want to trade him? I mean, he's going to be very tradable then. So it's in our best interest to get him to play the way that he played in 2019 if we want to get rid of him. The problem comes, let's say BI shows you he can do all the things that we think he can't do no more for whatever reason, because after 2019, let's say he lost athleticism, he had a few injuries, whatever it is, but he shows that he can do these things. That's the one time I got to back off of what I said about him getting $50 million. If BI come out and show he could do that and he plays his best ball, somebody will give him $50 million. But it's got to be at that 3-point line. And then with the team that we have, just looking at, if we go back and look at the 2019 season, the one thing I can say about him shooting more 3-pointers, he had certain spots where it seemed like he liked the ball, and Lonzo Ball knew what those spots were. So if he can get some type of camaraderie with Dejounte Murray, which these are two guys that's been knowing each other a long time. They are in California right now. The whole team now, even Zion. Somebody usually is always missing. You know the one person missing? Who is it, Lexxah? Daniel Tice, right?
You mean he's not in China?
What? Oh yeah, Zion is in China. That's right. I'm pretty sure he's supposed to be there, right? Damn, I forgot that fast. I just went with they said everybody was gonna be there.
It's comical.
Zion's in China and
with so much confidence. I'm like, dog.
They took a break from the camp so Zion could go to China, and they're gonna pick it back up because they said everybody would be there. Remember, but nonetheless, Bi and Dejounte are there. Those are two guys that have chemistry with each other, and I just don't see it as like Bi is gonna be some forgotten about guy, and they're gonna treat him like a player that's getting traded. You're gonna see Bi get the same level of respect and basically attention to the game plan as we've normally seen.
All right.
Green is our coach. I don't know what big offensive strategy we supposed to just all of a sudden. I don't see.
I have to disagree with you. Like,
pick and roll.
If he was making some stats, doing well and everything, give him the $50 million. I still would not do that.
No. You heard me wrong, Lex. I said if BI is playing at that level, somebody will be willing to give him $50 million. We can't give him $50 million.
Mm-mm.
We can't do it.
We'll see.
But that's why I say it's going to bring us to a dilemma, because I think if he play like that, David Griffin, and they're not really gonna want to trade him. But it's like, what do you do? We can't give him 50.
I mean,
you got to get him. You can't pay him.
Yeah, but the fact that you said that, because obviously they're not going to pay him. Let's think about that. The Pelicans are not going to pay Brandon the $50 million. So with that being said, his role would have to change because he's not in the foreseeable future.
His role will not change because he's not in the foreseeable future, because they're trying to trade him. So it would be in their best interest to make Brandon Ingram look as best as possible, even if it's fake gold, Lex, even if it's fake.
The thing is that, it's the same thing as last year. It's the same mentality. Because if Brandon is trying to prove his value, just like it's the same situation. Nothing has changed.
No.
So it's like, so how is that going to affect the team?
It has changed. We got a point guard now, so I think him getting his will be a lot easier, because you got to remember, a lot of times when you really look at the game, who would you say our best point guard kind of option was? Other than Zion, because we could say Zion, but I've seen games where Zion, when Zion is tired, him playing point Zion don't look the same to me, right? But other than that, then yeah, I'll say Zion. But for the overall duration of the game, we see BI kind of being a facilitator, and a lot of times you're like, damn, we went a whole quarter, BI didn't shoot. Like, what's going on? Him trying to open up stuff for other people, and going and picking his spots where he get his, taking these tough shots. It just was not a good look overall.
That's too much.
But he was our best facilitator. He's a better point guard option than CJ. Yeah. So with him not having to do that, I think you can look back and you can see BI playing closer to that 2019 form. Will he be exactly that? I don't know. But is the opportunity for him to do that is there, because he's going to have less pressure.
I don't think it's going to be the same, because you have to think that was a different system.
Yeah, that's true.
It was a different coach.
That's true.
You got to, Willie Green is all about defense. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, it's not going to be like that.
Well, I mean, they run a similar philosophy as far as getting shots up quick. Willie Green don't mind you doing that. It's supposed to be intelligent shots. So, I mean, there are some similarities to the Alvin Gentry system, because that was predicated on kind of the same thing, and getting out and running. It's different, but, I think it has some similarities to it, the way it's not impossible.
All right, let's move on to the next one, fam. Does having a stellar backcourt of Murray and Jones compensate for not having a true center option? You start us off, Lex.
Yeah, that's Lex thing right there.
Well, and I was focusing on just the defense, but I think it's like it's a yes or no. Because basically, if anybody gets past Murray or Jones, the pressure is going to have a ripple of, if they're not locking guys down, it's like, well, who else are we leaning on? I think the pressure, there's already automatic pressure on Zion in that front court. Because obviously, he's a 4. Everybody's talking about him being in that 5 spot, which I think from weak side, weak side help. I think Zion will do very well. But up front, like, I think a lot of people just still don't understand, man. You can't teach height. Small ball is going to be effective, but it's only effective in certain situations. But I definitely think Herb, like, on the ball, he's definitely going to do his thing, especially, when he's weak side as well. But, just the compliment that having Murray there and them working together, I think it helps. But once guys get past them, that's when it gets really interesting. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah.
And we've seen where even though, and this is Herb by himself, even when Herb is doing well defensively, we've seen the team not do well. You know, like collectively, and that's just with Herb out there. So, you can't stop anybody. Like, especially because we struggle with like shifty guards. And obviously you can't truly stop anybody. You can just, kind of slow them down. So with that being said, there's always going to be, hiccups when it comes to like somebody driving in the lane and getting past Herb, getting past Murray. Why you put that up?
Because
Oh,
Sean.
I'm like, okay, what's going on? What'd I say? You know what I'm saying? But yeah, it's gonna be in question at times, because I mean, it's really gonna depend on the discipline that the other guys have on the defensive end. Because obviously, with Murray out there and Herb out there, the defense in the backcourt is a whole lot higher. But really the rotations, like who's out there at the time, like in the lineup, it may depend on that. But there's definitely going to be pressure. It's going to be up and down. I say definitely from the start. Maybe they'll clean it up, but collectively, like the others are really going to have to step it up to take that pressure off, so it's not as lopsided.
All right, DC, you want to chime in, brother? Question, man. Having a stellar backcourt with Murray Jones compensate for not having a true center. And shout out to Dave. Dave says, why don't you think Messi has skills, blocks, and defense? And so, and that's a question we'll answer after we get through a couple of these questions, Dave.
Dave say Messi reminds me of Olajuwon. Yes, I'm old. I remember Olajuwon visiting UH campus. God damn, Dave. Olajuwon? I didn't see anything that was Olajuwon as other than the fact that he's from Africa.
Okay.
He don't have that type of coordination. But anyway, I don't think Messi is horrible. I just think he needs some time, man. And
he
talking
needs
about
experience.
defense. He needs experience, and you talking about defense. To me, he's just not there rebounding. Like that simple aspect to his game needs major improvement. And until he can be a high quality rebounder, how good of a defender can he really be if he can't secure the last possession of defense? So until he get that and figure out all the little small intricacies and tricks to banging down low, I think we do best playing him in spot minutes to get him some time. But to answer the question, I think they can, but I don't think it's dependent upon Dejounte and Herb. If they're really going to maximize those guys and we're going to play without a center and all of this, it has to be the whole team. Because you can't look for Dejounte and Herb to cover up everybody's mistakes. But what I will say is if the other two guys out there are playing really good or really solid defense, when there is a mistake, you have a guy like Herb that can be an eraser and step over, help, and erase that mistake. And then you can see something like this work. And it's not that far off, to be honest, because we already see her do it. We're not a team that allows other teams to get to the basket a lot. We're like top 5 or I think top 10 at shot attempts in the lane. So we don't let people get to the basket. You heard Larry Nance talk about this a lot, who's another guy, that obviously helped with that. He said everybody talks about us not having a shot blocker, but why would we need this magnificent shot blockers if guys aren't getting attempts in the paint? And I mean, he's got a valid point.
Yeah.
Now, when you get in the playoffs, to me, is where all of this goes to shit. That's why I set up here and I always talk about, man, look, I'm all for the no center lineup, whoever they want to play. Y'all don't want Zion out there. I say put him out there, but not major minutes, obviously, not every matchup, obviously, but I think they can do this very well in the regular season. But when you get into the playoffs, a lot of that can be exposed, man, especially when you're playing top level teams with amazing talent all the way across the board. Everybody's got a hole, and whoever can exploit the other team the most is obviously going to win that series. And you got to have some otherworldly players to overcome that. Hint, hint, the Warriors. We're not the Warriors. They were able to do it without this top tier center. But man, it's Steph, man. This dude hit shots from half court like how people hit regular threes. Then you got Klay Thompson, that's a sharpshooter, one of the best shooters ever in NBA history. And you got Draymond Green, who's 6'4", 6'5", or 6'6", whatever, guarding centers and doing it well. So, man, I think during the regular season, we can do this. Herb, Dejounte are excellent guys at covering up mistakes, but it's dependent on the other three guys that are out there at least handling their matchups solidly. They can't just be getting cooked. Then it'll never work. We have to operate as a unit. And then the next thing we have to do, we would have to figure out our rebounding. It is super imperative if we're going to do that we got to, the whole thing is, Lex, we got to rebound. If they can rebound, it'll work, and we can be a top tier defensive unit in the regular season. Hey, you run across somebody like your Embiids and your Jokers who just goes sit down there and try to exploit that shit every play until you figure it out. But I think it's possible, and I think it's in our best interest to do that with the way the roster is, barring that a guy like Meritage, Mekovic, I don't know why I keep calling him that Meritage, man. Nico still on the brain after all these years, huh? Makovic or Mises or Jameson, one of those guys steps up and just shows you something that you knew that could possibly be there, but you weren't sure if it was going to reach its potential. If they play above expectations, we might not even have to have this conversation.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's going to be fun, man, watching this stuff happens, man, to be honest with you, because I think we'll see this backcourt at some point. Now, I know you got the big money backcourt of having CJ with his 33 and a third out there, but at some point you will see Murray and Herb Jones, and a lot of people are excited about that.
Because Willie Green is a defensive guy, so
I appreciate the excitement.
He's probably salivating over that.
Right.
My bad, DJ. Carlo, I'm gonna just say Carlo. I got you, bro.
Yeah.
Watch yourself. We got DJ in there. He's a Carlo
DJ, I was saying his name wrong, DJ. I was saying Makovic.
You saying Mises? Isn't it?
Yeah.
Jeeves Misi?
Yeah, I don't think
you put an S on that, brother. You put an S on that.
You got two S's in there.
That's just DC's accent, man.
I'm gonna say Mrs. That's what it looks like.
No, brother. That's DC's accent. Go ahead, Lex.
Nah, DJ said, we do have centers, and he started laughing. Yes, you have centers, but at the same time, you don't have centers. Okay? In that same breath.
Can you break that down?
Yeah, yes, I can.
You can translate on that one.
Yeah, yes, I can.
Okay.
You have Makovic, who has not played not one game in the NBA. You have Yves Misi, who has not played a lot of basketball. He played basketball late, so he needs reps. Anyone who has a lot of experience, they are going to attack the living snot out of that dude. And he's going to get in foul trouble. The smart centers that are in the league will attack him. Okay? They will. They'll have have done their due diligence. Then you have, Tice. Obviously, Tice does have a lot of experience, but he is 6'9". So when you look at the grand scheme of things, like name any of our centers, right? Name any of them and name a center from another team. Just any of them.
Wait.
Are Messi, Wemby, Messi, Jokic, Messi, um, Gafford. Who are you taking?
Gafford.
I'm just saying, like, I mean, think about, come on, we have to, but you got to be real about it. You got to be real about the situation. Like,
What about what if we have a guy that can play up to the level defensively of like Bam Adebayo? Like he's kind of undersized, but what at 6'9", 6'8"?
but I mean, the experience level that he has is like really high. The dude's gone to the finals like twice.
No. That's fine, Lex. But do you remember Bam Adebayo when he was a young buck? I mean, he still showed all of the potential we have now, and that's the one thing he could do from the very beginning, which was defend and rebound.
Yeah, they had another center.
His offensive game is what grew. I feel you, Stacey. We don't have Bam Adebayo. We don't. But
yeah,
I'm just saying we haven't seen these guys play. I haven't seen Carlo play anybody in NBA minutes. I ain't seen Yves, Mises play anybody.
Man,
We saw him in the summer league, but I can tell you this though, Lex.
But I will say, playing around better players does make a difference. But how much does the measuring stick move?
Well, this is the thing with him. Did you watch him from one summer league game to the next? Because my first game, I wasn't impressed at all. I didn't see anything I liked from the first game, right? Then the second game, I'm like, okay. And then the third game, I'm like, damn, that was he constantly got better.
Please don't say that, Stacey. If we are trying to maximize that man, putting him at the 5 is not it. If the goal is to maximize, saying that Zion is our center, and if that's the case, then that's not maximizing the best player on our team. That's not maximizing his abilities at all. It's oxymoron.
Nah, I'm not for that.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I mean, what are the Pelicans doing? What are y'all doing?
Zion is not our center, but I think he's such a unique player that he can play center minutes in the right lineups. But Zion is more of a. I mean, he's more of a small forward that don't shoot than anything. If you really think about it.
Yeah, he is. He's a guy. He's definitely
he's a pure splasher that can create his own opportunities.
Everybody want to put him down, under the basket because of his girth and his athleticism. And it's like, no, that's not smart basketball, people.
No.
I don't know, Lex. I heard your take last. I went back and watched the show that I missed, and I liked the idea of Zion at guard and how you was breaking that down. But I also think it's just as dangerous putting him there as it is at the 5. Because all that running and jumping and lateral movement with the super quick guys, I think you run into the same thing. It's great in spots, but full time, I think you run into the same thing unless Zion is.
That's with anything. I mean, we either got to trust what Zion's been doing. I mean, I go into every season like, look, it's a brand new season. The dude has been obviously working with Amy Atmore. It's like, are we still keeping him where he was coming in last season or something? Or, I mean, because obviously he made steps this season. He played 70 games. I'm expecting more trending in the right direction.
Right.
I mean, but no matter where you have Zion, you can get injured no matter what position you play on the court. I mean, what are we doing? I mean, the thing is, you either got to play confident, but you can't play skittish. You can't be like, oh, we don't want to play him too much at the guard because he might get hurt. Oh, we don't want to play him too much at the 5 because he might get hurt. What? You got to be confident out there. You can't play a guy skittish.
Well, Lex, you make a great point on the skittishness, but that's the energy that the Pelicans have currently been over for some time now.
And
Because
stop being scared. You know what I'm
he has
saying? I
that
mean, you either
well,
believe
that,
or you don't.
well, it's based on the fact that he has a sketchy injury history. He's not there when you need him to be, and he's the star of your team. The Pelicans have been hesitant to put him on Front Street and say, "Hey, this is the superstar," because in their mind, psychologically, they're trying to wait to see if Zion Williamson can fulfill a full season before they want to kind of put that on them. We'll say he's a star because it's obvious to us, but they're
When did
taking
they
it
get
from
Amy Atmore? How many seasons it takes for them to get her?
not 1 year, one season to get her. They got her last year, but
Yeah.
it's
So
but
it took 5 seasons.
yeah, but it's
You know
still
what I'm saying?
there's still only 1 year versus the many other years that he's not there. So it's still overall, and that's not just the Pelicans, that's in a lot of the faithfuls mindset. They understand and we realize that, hey man, for the Pelicans to really get where we think they can get, they can't get there without Zion. And then Zion admitted to it in previous interviews that he wasn't truly dialed in with his, with his getting his stuff right and getting his body right. And it took a lot of criticism and a lot of stuff else for Zion to finally dial in. And he was good enough this offseason to be healthy. He looks in great shape. Carmelo gave him a shout out. And I think he's serious, but it took a while to get here. So that's why a lot of people are like, man, I don't want him. My reason for not wanting to see Zion Williamson at the 5 is because of his fragility. Let's keep it real. He hadn't played 70 games last year was a good take for Zion, but Zion been here for a while. And then we still saying, listen, 70 games is good, but you know how many games it is in the NBA season that we're going to really need that guy to be there to step it up for them to.
What I'm saying is, when do you get hurt the most? We all play sports.
You're fragile.
Exactly. So if I put him at the guard position for overextended minutes and he's fatigued, it puts him at huge risk for injury. So you run into the same issue there. But nonetheless, at some point, we got to pull all the protections off of him and just let him play. What is Zion? I would ask, what positions do he want to play? How does he envision himself in his game? And what does other members of the coaching staff outside of Willie Green see in Zion's game? Because we know Willie ain't about to change
outside of Willie Green.
Yeah. Like, what are the other people saying? Like, oh, Zion, I can
people
really
whose
do this.
opinions are not greater than the head coach's opinions of who you're referring to, DC?
No, but the intelligent people with the creative opinion,
cut it out, brother. Don't go there.
We'll have to bring that to Willie.
Don't disparage the man, bro. Come on.
I'm not saying he's unintelligent. I'm not saying that. I'm saying he's uncreative. Let's get this straight.
Yes,
he's not creative.
That.
So I'm saying the intelligent, creative people on the coaching staff will have to present unique ways of using Zion to Willie, because he's not going to do it unless Zion himself comes out and says, hey, look, I want to do this, coach. I'm good. Willie will let him do it. That's the one thing I like about Willie. I think if you approach him with something, he'll try it. Now, as far as him keep doing it, he ain't going to keep doing it.
Nah, that's fair.
But he will try it.
He's going to backtrack.
That's
remember,
fair.
He will try it. Take 2 steps back.
There's a lot of coaches that won't even try it and won't hear people out, and it's just their way or nothing. Willie will try it. I don't understand why when he said work, he don't want to stick with it though.
That's the 1 step forward and 2 steps back. That's what I be talking about.
Okay, let's move. Oh, shout out to B-Mac, man. Thank you for the super chat, brother B-Mac. Thank you, man.
Thank you. You're fuck too kind.
B-Mac says it all rides on Willie Green. That's right, Willie Green. It's all on him. Thank you for your super chat, my brother. Much love to you. All right, let's pivot away from Willie Green before things get kind of nasty and move on and get to the next question, because I know it's coming.
Man. Keep it clean.
I know it's coming. So we're just gonna pivot away from that. We're gonna get to this next question. Y'all feel free to chime in the chat too. Who gets more minutes, Jose Hawk or Matt Ryan? Y'all let us know. Lex, you won't start us off.
I'd probably say Jose.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I had to look
Just
at the question again. But I probably have Jose, all because defense is the top priority with this Pelican squad. Based off the coach's philosophy. So, but really, if it was me, like really, it would depend on the situation.
Okay.
But I know for sure that it's probably going to be Jose. I think the next person that would be behind him, if it's between the two, it would probably be Matt Ryan, because I don't think Hawk can really move the needle as far as with his defense. Because really, it's one of those things. Look, dude, if you want to play, you gotta play defense. I think in summer league he was getting pushed around a lot, so definitely he's got to hit the weight room. But just because of Matt Ryan, his size, as well as his shooting, and he does hustle, I think it would be between Jose and Matt Ryan, but definitely Jose because of the defense.
What you think, DC?
Hawk and Matt Ryan ain't getting no minutes. We know this. So Jose minutes.
I was trying to give him hope.
Ain't going nowhere. Javonte Green, man. Like I told you, this is Najee Marshall, bro. Like he's gonna get all of those Najee Marshall minutes. If you go look at this guy, man, the dude was playing shooting guard, small forward. They had him at power forward. I see the game where it looked like he was the damn center. Like Javonte Green is he just do whatever.
Hold on, DC. Hold that. We're gonna go back to that because I got a question for that, bro. So just
no, I'm just saying, like that's the guy who's throwing a monkey wrench and everything. And also, I think we have a dark horse name that y'all ain't put up there because I think he's a guy that could also take Matt Ryan minutes, or Hawk minutes, or injured Jose minutes. Why does nobody talk about Antonio Reeves, our rookie? He plays defense. He can shoot the 3 ball, and he could get to the rack.
Mm-hmm.
He got a little bit of a handle, way better handle than Hawk, at least. Antonio Reeves is somebody who come in there and take minutes too. Then you still got CJ and Trey, or Herb and Trey coming off the bench. Man, at this point, I'm starting to believe the goddamn trade rumors about Hawk. It's like, how is he even going to play? I don't want to trade him. But after everything you heard me say, how he even going to get minutes?
Yeah.
Man, how going to another team, though, they'll know exactly what to do with him.
And we're going to look like fools.
Which is sad.
But how with this team, the way it is, and the coach that we have, knowing the disdain he has for people that don't excel defensively, Antonio Reeves, we know he's a good defender. And he played, 4 or 5 years in college? So he's a rookie, but technically that dude, I think he might be older than Hawk. You know what I'm saying? Like, so they signed Matt Ryan, cut him, and then brought him back. Is he a trade piece? I mean, I would hope. Really not. I'd like to keep Matt Ryan, but we're not going to play him. And I'd rather get rid of him than Hawk. So I would hope they brought him back at a cheaper contract and going to have him part of a trade or whatever. But, man, we got like 6 damn shooting guards on the team, man. Like,
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Everybody's.
But he doesn't value shooting either. For real.
Is Dejounte gonna help with the rotations? I don't want because Q Dejounte gonna help with the rotations because you said he was gonna help unlock some stuff in Willie.
Yeah.
It ain't got nothing to do with no rotations, bro.
Not gonna help. No, I'm saying
exactly.
You don't think Dejounte could help?
The coaching matters.
I said Dejounte will help, and Willie will teach him up on what he want him to do, and he'll kind of round out the edges and do what's best. Now, could he make some suggestions? Why not? Because Willie does take suggestions. He does. But you guys are very fair in your
suggestions. We need him to digest them.
We need to make a suggestion box.
We need him to retain it. Okay?
Lex.
Put all our suggestions in there.
It's like, look, we don't just need you to know 1 + 1. We need you to retain that junk and remember it for the rest of your life and
He
use
knows.
it.
He knows 1 + 1, Lex. He knows 1 + 1.
No, but
Yeah.
it's to
The
be
thing, the,
just we gotta embrace all of that at all times.
this is the point,
Not
though.
so this.
I keep saying the same thing that's factual. The same thing over and over again. That Willie Green has to do his best coaching job this year. The target's on Willie Green. The octopus didn't.
I
Really
think,
shows
I
that.
think, I think he's in an impossible position to succeed, though.
Well, DC, and nothing's impossible, brother. If you can come from Jamaica and come to America and have a promising career with playing the guitar in behind a mariachi band, anybody can make a living in this great
That
society.
sounds like the story of Bob Marley, but go on.
It's the land of opportunity, my brother. It's the land of opportunity.
Pretty much. I don't think Willie is in a position to.
Oh, you said, hold on, DC, you saying your life is plagiarized? Is that what you're saying, brother? You might need to sue somebody.
Man, I'm going to sue you because you have a problem with putting words in people's mouth. I ain't say none of that shit. But what I did say is Willie Green is in an impossible situation.
He's not an impossible situation.
He's in a situation, Q, where the man could win 50 games and he still could lose his coaching position.
It's hard to find minutes.
Like, if Willie Green, did he got the problem?
It's hard to find minutes, right? For someone who I compared to like a Steph Curry.
Y'all basing this on y'all basing this on what y'all seen last year in anticipation that he won't change anything. That's y'all standpoints. Y'all standpoints is y'all basing this on.
It's hard to find minutes.
Y'all are basing this on last.
It's hard to find minutes for someone who puts up 34 points.
You told him, man. You said Willie Green's is in an impossible situation with all this.
I'm saying this.
It is not an impossible situation.
No, it's an impossible situation.
That's right, Lex.
Because
that's an impossible.
If Willie Green wins 50 games,
it should not be an impossible situation.
If Willie Green wins 50 games and he go to the first round of the playoffs, right? And the Pelicans get swept, Willie Green gone. He out of here.
You don't want to wait that long.
Bro, listen.
Hold
on. Willie, if Willie gets hold on. Let me get this straight, DC, with what you just said. You believe that Willie Green wins 50+ games, get into the first round of the playoffs, gets swept and gets fired?
Yes. Mandatory.
It needs to be earlier than that.
Mandatory. They can't get there and be embarrassed like that again and Willie Green keep his job. No way.
So they get swept in the playoffs. Is Zion playing? Let me flush out all.
If he playing or he's not, he's still the same thing.
Hold on. I gotta flush this out because you made this bold prediction, and I want to flush this out. Now, is Zion Williamson playing in this scenario? Is he healthy and playing in this scenario?
It don't matter whether he plays.
No.
In the first round.
No. If it's any Pelican team,
question, man.
If it's any Pelican team that's playing in the playoffs that has a healthy Zion Williamson getting swept,
they shouldn't. But Willie no. Up a wet dream. So
No. See, that's what I'm saying. Well, you can't keep it real,
they
brother.
Shouldn't.
How they gonna get swept if Zion healthy in your own scenario, brother?
They shouldn't.
What do they get swept in your scenario? Yes or no? I'm
feeling who that daddy.
Q, I gave you a hypothetical scenario, and now you're trying to make it factual.
No, no.
He's in an impossible position to succeed because of what he's up against. Now, is there a glimmer of hope or a mustard seed of faith that he can make it through all of this? Yes, and you're clearly clinging to that. But looking at things the way they are, I think if Willie don't get the bench rotation correct, which it should be easy to do, but I thought that last year.
You made a bold accusation and said,
if Willie win 50 games, bro, whether Zion was hurt or not, and they get swept in the playoffs, and we have the exact same thing like we had this year, we has to go, bro.
If Zion Williamson,
because there's no way that should happen.
Well, I mean, you just said And I had to flush it out. It's like if Zion Williamson is healthy, they're not going to get swept in no first round. They're not going to get swept. And then
I've seen stranger things, Q.
Me too. I've seen some strange things.
Some of these coaching calls that Willie did in the playoffs this year. I was like, So
no Zion not getting swept in no first round. Man.
They shouldn't, man. But what if we go up? What if we go up against the best team in the West?
So you'd have to be the 8th.
That means
you had to be. You barely got in the playoffs.
The team is a borderline playing team again.
It's a playing team. That's what DC. Now he's saying you're a playing team.
Like, hold up.
That's the problem.
I don't consider the best team in the West just based on their record. I consider the best team in the West to be whatever team went on and went to the goddamn finals. I don't care what their record is.
Bro, it could be different, bro. I mean, the teams changed from the finals last year. Could be a team that is that drops from.
No, I'm talking about whatever team go to the finals that year. Like, let's say it was OKC, and then OKC went to the finals and won it, or they made it to the finals and lost.
All right,
that was the best team in the West.
All right, brother, I got you. I got you.
It don't have to be based on them being the number one seed or not.
Okay, thank you for that, sir. Let me kind of pivot and get to these.
There's no way you should get swept. Is all I'm saying. Lose the series.
The goalpost, DC.
But there's no way you should get swept.
Does Willie get fired?
Yes.
I just think
you see how I lacked hesitation on that. Yes.
No, you definitely put your foot in it when I challenged you on your Zion thing. All right, so let's.
If Zion play and they get swept, he's still getting fired. I don't care if he play or you don't.
He ain't going. If Zion Williamson is playing and he's healthy in the first round playoff series, they're not going to get swept.
They shouldn't.
All right, then we're in agreement. Then, so that's a crazy comment you made.
About Willie Green here, bro.
There you go. That's what it goes back to. Because y'all coming from the philosophy that Willie Green will be the same. He won't change nothing. And I'm telling you.
Green has been the same for the last 3 years.
It's a different situation altogether. This is a different team. The pressure is a lot higher. When Langdon is gone, there's nobody to blame. You can't blame Bryce. The only other guy you could.
So you think they're gonna get rid of David Griffin?
No, they. Where are you talking about? I didn't say nothing about them getting rid of David Griffin. I said they got rid of Trajan Langdon, and the only other person that you could fire.
Did he get rid of Trajan Langdon, or did he leave?
He got rid of him. He seen the gun coming. He's seen the gun coming, and we've been said that. We've been said that because of the managerial style that David Griffin operates.
Leave for 3 years, Q. He was here faithfully for 1 year. He been trying to leave every year after that.
And that's all because he don't like the David Griffin style of management. He's a micromanager that's constantly talking and running his big flapping stupid mouth, and he doesn't need to say anything. But he's an attention whore who always talks about things he shouldn't be talking about because that's something that the general manager should be talking about. That's his damn job. Let him talk about the team and let your coach talk about the team. But he's constantly sticking his foot in his mouth. He has no discipline to stay out of the public's view because he wants credit for all of the decisions that were made. Trajan Langdon seen that. We seen that many years ago and said, and Langdon say, man, whatever moves I make, I could be making the best moves in the world. I will never get credit for this. They'll always, even the damn media was writing articles and putting in there, they spoke to general manager David Griffin. And David Griffin is a VP. They will want to go and talk to him. They asking him questions, and Trajan Langdon sitting right there. We used to make fun of Trajan Langdon on the show and make mime references back in the day because he would never, ever do any press conferences. And then it got to the point where we was getting on him so much that he finally started doing press conference. I'm like, where the general manager at? This dude never know where to be seen. Open your damn mouth. So for Bryce, man, open your damn mouth and start talking, bro. Don't let that octopus over there out talk you. Now, Bryce is safe because he just got here, but Willie ain't. He might have gave Willie an extension. We don't know what it is. But at the end of the day, if the team fails, Willie Green is under the gun. It won't be David Griffin, even though it should. But that's how he protected himself by saying, hey, here go my coach right here. And he done fail, I'm going to fire you. And that'll be good enough to sway some people. Even though it'll be his third coach. Well, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, it'll be his third damn coach in 6 years. if that happens. So what I'm saying is I don't anticipate Willie Green coming into this season turning into some super coach. What I'm saying is that you should see in his 4th year as an NBA coach, you should see some level of improvement in him as a coach. And if you don't, then he's in trouble. That's what this is. What this is either coach or die. He's at that line. And that's what I've been saying. I've been saying that he has to step up and do the best coaching job that he's done.
Hold up, kid. What is this? The 2008 election? You keep talking about this coach or die stuff, bro.
Coach it. No, it's not. It's
what's going on, bro? You done redid the vote or die?
No, it's coach or die. That's how it is. That's coach or die. Am I right, Flock? Flock in the chat. Put one in the chat if you agree with me, man. It's coach or die, right? He has to coach him up, do the best job he's ever done, or he's done. That's the reality. He has the floor. 49 wins. We're not tolerating all this. It will be hell to pay. And David Griffin's not loyal to anybody. He'll cut Willie Green down if he needs to, if it'll save his own neck. This is a vicious octopus who will spray ink on anybody that get close to him that's aggressive. All right, so anyway, let's get into it. Who gets more minutes, Tice, Mekovic, or Jamison? Who do you think, Lex?
I'd have to say Tice. He has more experience. But, obviously Mekovic and Jamison have youth and the athleticism. I don't know. Seeing Jamison with Grizzlies, I really think that kind of helped his case. Of course, I know he was, obviously cut by the Grizzlies, but he got a lot of playing time. He was going up against the best, and he actually played pretty well against, the Pelicans when they went up against him. So I think in a way it may be between Tice and Jamison, but I give the edge to Tice just because of his experience.
Would it, DC, same question to you. Is there any scenario in which Tice, well, we'll get to the question because I know we noticeably didn't put Misi in there for a reason. I got another question for him.
Tice. It's a silent H.
Mises. Go ahead, DC. Answer the question. Stop trying to get back, man. You so petty, man. So petty, bro. Go ahead and answer the question, dude. Petty ass.
Coach or die t-shirts.
Coach or die. Yeah, that's right.
That's what Hoffa said.
Coach or die, Hoffa?
Yeah. Make sure you put the death emoji next to Willie.
I'm working on it. We got Go Pels mind. DC a hater, man. Put the what?
The death emoji. The skull and the 2 crossbones. Yeah, that. But look.
Oh goodness.
We're gonna get those. We're gonna put them together, Hoffa, right after we finish the Go Pels mind shirt.
I think this is a more interesting minutes discussion than the previous 3 because I think these 3 guys all are in position to prove either one of us wrong, depending on what our answers are. This is how I see it playing out. I think in the beginning of the season, it's obviously going to be tight. But as time goes on, I think Mekovic or Jamison, one of those guys, are going to step up and gain Willie's trust a little bit more than Tice. I think that's a strong possibility.
What did you say?
One of those guys, the younger guys, Jamison,
more trust than Tice.
Tice ain't showing up at the team workouts, Lex. He already notched down.
I mean, dog, he just got finished playing for his country. Really?
I'm joking. But nah, I think one of those guys, I think they can. And I think, hold up, I'm not finished.
Because I got a question for you.
I'm not finished. But the guy that I think is really going to blow everybody out the water, he ain't even on the list. His name is JRE. Okay? That's where I was getting at.
That's the next one.
That's the next one.
That's the next one, DC. Yeah.
Oh. Well, that's the man. Look, he get 2 segments. Because I'm telling you right now, if you love Larry Nance minutes, just wait till you see JRE minutes. This is going to be our de facto center.
If we want to score on the
Y'all
offensive
get ready
end,
for it
we
now.
got to get offensive. We got to get rebounds, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got to have some height out there, especially if you have because Tice can I think between Tyson and Makovich, they spread the floor very well.
I like Makovich. That's my number one guy out of all of them at the center position. That's what I like the most, but he don't have no experience, so I know it's going to be a work in progress getting him in there. But I really hope he would be the guy that has the most minutes.
All right. Okay. Let's move on to the next one then, fam. Here we go. This is another one. Who gets more minutes here? Robinson Earl or Javonte?
Robinson Earl.
Over Green?
Both of them.
Come on, you can't.
I'm going to say Javonte Green.
Green?
Yeah. Javonte, I mean, he I know every time the Pelicans play Chicago, like, he's one of them dudes, like, he definitely keeps you honest because he will out-hustle you, out-rebound, clean up around the glass. He has a shot, an outside shot, so I don't know. I think it's very Najee-like. You know what I'm saying? Like his game. But I think it's a little bit more. Not by much, but I think it's a whole lot more. But I think just the energy that he has on the defensive end, he's probably gonna go with him. Nothing against Robinson Earl. I mean, he does do those things, but I think there's a level of it. I think he may be just like a level below. But I don't know. I mean, they have similar type games, but I feel like Javonte, his game has more of a Najee like feel.
DC, this is you mentioned Javonte Green early in the segment. You still agree?
Man, you thought Willie Green and JJ Redick, far as the better head coach, was like splitting hairs. Q, this is a real splitting hairs decision right here, bro.
Mm-hmm.
It's basically like saying, who will have more minutes,
JJ
Larry Nance or Najee Marshall?
JJ Redick.
That's what you're asking me, man. You're asking me who's gonna have more minutes.
JJ Redick never was a head coach before, brother. He never
Najee Marshall. That's what you're asking me, bro. But Willie Green loves his guys, man, and Robinson Earl has been here, so I'm gonna say Robinson Earl. But I think
that's really interesting that you say that.
Get a nice chunk of minutes, man. I think he's going to surprise a lot of people and get more minutes than they probably thought he would. When you, if you haven't been paying attention to like our coach and how good Javonte Green is, because Javonte Green is good. Like I like him, but Robinson Earl, man, he's earned Willie's trust in my opinion, bro. And I think he's just gonna have a way to put him out there. He's his small ball center, man. I mean, you got a guy, he's about 6'8". He can shoot the 3 ball. And not I'm clowning Robinson Earl. The dude is actually, he's solid, man. He's a good player. He can rebound. He can defend 1 through 5, although he's not really defending 5s like that, but, that don't stop him. And Larry Nance couldn't either, and that never stopped him. But, why wouldn't Robinson Earl get the nod? When you look at the guys we have, 2 rookies. Well, technically one guy isn't a rookie, but first NBA season. You got Trey Jemison, who we had a chance to basically be in Robinson Earl's position. Last year, and we cut him after he had a pretty nice summer league. So why wouldn't it be Robinson Earl? Daniel Tice. It's going to be the starting center probably. And let's just go with another 6'8" guy. We leaning all the way into small ball, baby. Y'all better get ready.
I don't know. We're
gonna try our hardest to not play any 6'10" guy that ain't Trey Murphy. You watch.
Well, what would be the purpose of bringing in the guy you call Yves Missi? What would be the purpose of doing that? Then he's a 7-footer.
I mean, I had to draft somebody, baby.
Oh,
but
my goodness.
He's developmental, Q. Developmental. I think he probably sees some G League minutes this year, man. Maybe after the All-Star break, Mises could come along or come on.
This dude with this
I would be
Mises.
happy if it's high before that. But hey, the brother got to learn, man. He's a quick learner, so maybe he can shock us. And we'll see him out there. You start hearing about him like you heard about Herb, and you just can't not play him or something. There's a possibility that could happen.
So, do you think that Willie, like, you're basically saying that he's going to favor the guys that were on the team last season?
College coach
guys, even though they're just as a part of the team as the other guys, like, we're not competing here, like, because the whole goal is to have the best player out on the floor. But it seems like, for every question you kind of pointed out, guys earning his trust, like, dude, this is the pros. This isn't college.
You're absolutely right. But I've been made a fool of plenty of times doing these shows and expecting Willie to do something different. And I'm just sick of expecting that. I expect him to put trust in the guys that he already know what they can do, because that's what he's shown me he is. You'll have somebody, especially with the bench. With the bench, he's going to go with all the names they got out there. And it's like, oh, that guy would be great on the bench. Oh, man, you see this? Willie's going to pick the dude you ain't never heard of who you going to give a shot. That's just what he does. That's been on the team and done all the little stuff. That's what he does, man.
Well, I guess he has no choice but to trust Dejounte then.
Right. Well, starters are different.
I mean, but he just got on the team. He hasn't been around long enough to build trust. How long does it take to build trust?
Well, where the real magic shines, Lexxah, on that second unit.
How long does it take to build trust, people? Come on, put that in the chat.
It's on the second unit. All the magic happens on the bench, Lexxah.
Oh, goodness gracious.
Well, you got to be trustworthy to get bench
trust, man. It's like, don't nobody who just got onto the team have a chance.
As far as the bench, you're right. The only reason Javonte gonna get minutes because we don't have a guy like Najee. He's the only guy we got that's like Najee. He fits Najee, or you can say he can do with the positions you would want him to be in for Dice. All it takes is for Willie to have one defensive situational possession at the end of the game, and Javonte get out there and he make a play. That's it, Lex. Permanent minutes. You can't just trust that fast. But if you do something, let's say you hit a game-winning shot or you win a game on offense, you still in game, I trust. Got to see more from you. Only on the defensive side of the ball.
So what you're saying is that this coach of this Pelicans team is not the coach of the future.
Exactly.
All right, let's pivot to the next question. Will Yves make
is that a winning mentality?
Is Will as DC calls him, Yves DC really get true minutes to develop this year? True minutes, Lex? What you think?
Yeah, true minutes in the G League, most definitely. He needs reps. And once he gets his reps up, that'll help him a whole lot. Like we cannot expect Messi, Hakeem Olajuwon, man. I don't know if that's true respect for his name or not. Because I mean that's the dream right there, man. I mean that's a heck of a praise right there. But the dude has to put in some work. You can't expect a guy who hasn't played a lot of basketball to just go out there and know exactly what to do. In order to gain experience, you gotta get those reps in. You gotta learn the game. The pros is a different breed than anything. And he started playing like at 16. So I mean, basically one of the biggest things that's helped him is obviously, height, but I mean, just being realistic, he's not coming in ready. He's just not coming in ready.
Mm-hmm.
And that's just the reality of it. I mean, it's gonna be G League. It's gonna take some time. You know what I'm saying? I know they talked about how his growth and development, like he learns very quickly. He picks up on a lot of stuff, very quickly. But I still kind of feel like, getting in foul trouble and things of that nature is still going to be challenging because you have a lot of experienced guys, high IQ guys that have been around the game and played the game a whole lot longer. And, they'll be on attack mode. So it's going to be a learning curve. Just coordination, just knowing the game, knowing the spots. There's a lot that goes in the game. It's not just, having the ability to block shots. It's not like college. So obviously we're not going to get everything with Summer League. And we're able to see glimpses of things that he can do. But it's still going to be a journey for him. So definitely those minutes are going to be in the G League for sure.
DC, what you think, brother?
I think he's gonna get true minutes. He's gonna get like 30 minutes a game in the G League, and he's gonna go on. We're gonna watch him develop. And like I said, realistically, I think it'll be maybe the second half of the season. This is, the Willie Green, you new to the team rollout plan that we follow for most of our rookies. So after about the All-Star break, you're gonna see this notification that we all get and say, Yves Mises has been signed to the active roster. But you might get one scare where you think, wow, he's actually going to get minutes when somebody get hurt. And you'll be like, oh, Yves Mises added to the active roster. And then Willie not going to play him. And then the person going to come back from injury and he's going to go back to the G League. But after the All-Star break, I think you may finally see him crack the rotation and get about 3 minutes at the end of a game. And then we really can see what he can do after that. He's got the Cody Zeller position, in my opinion, Q. Break in case of emergencies. He's a rookie. Let him develop. That's what he's going to go through. The only exception is if they start practicing before, when they go to training camp. That's when couldn't even think of the damn thing. When they go to training camp, if Yves Mises is in there and he's just making plays left and right. I don't care if he can't make a layup. If he's making plays left and right defensively and he rebounding the ball, you could possibly see him get some minutes early on, man. But I don't believe that shit gonna happen. But if he's outstanding defensively and he's just a rebounding monster and he done went hung out with Dennis Rodman and stuff while he been.
I was waiting for the punchline.
Right. He'd have been hung out with Dennis Rodman, and Dennis Rodman was showing all the weird ass angles and shit he used to be pointing at too when they was asking about rebounding. If he do that, then he could get some minutes early on. But you see how far of a stretch that is. It would take for him to get some minutes.
Oh, Hoffa's giving it to you, man.
Like, what he say? Oh, he said that's facts. DC, that's facts. You know Willie better than his wife.
I know. That's what I'm talking about. I don't know about that one.
I don't know him fully as a person. I just, man, we sit up here and we watch these Pelicans games, man. I've been doing this show for about the last, what has been about 8 years? Q, we've been doing the Pelican post game for 7 years?
A little longer than that.
Man, when you watch these coaches, man, and you, after about a good season or two, you can see all their goddamn moves, man.
Yeah.
It's clear as day. And Willie, I have to admit, out of a lot of the coaches I done watched, Willie is the most predictable one.
Yes.
It's like watching that shit on repeat. Like, he makes the exact same moves time after time, man.
No creativity.
He's clearly like jaded and biased when it comes to one side of the basketball. If you can play defensively, Willie will find you some goddamn minutes. Let me tell you.
He sure will.
You
Look,
can
ain't
be
stopping nobody.
Right. You could be the second coming of Michael Jordan on offense.
Nobody, and
You ain't
he
getting
was
no
like,
minutes.
"We need more defense."
If you can't play defense, you ain't getting no goddamn minutes. Anybody who don't, if you got a big contract, if you got a big contract, you kind of safe because like David Griffin gonna make him play you. But if you like up and coming guy, you don't know how to play defense, man, you might as well just retire so you could get out of the contract with the Pelicans and then unretire and go sign with somebody else. You ain't gonna get no damn minutes. You just gonna waste a year over here. Or you could just collect a check, man, and wait for next year and don't re-sign because he ain't gonna play you.
All right, there it is. All right, that's our questions.
You see how all these questions come back to the.
That's our questions, man, for the night, man.
Topic.
Yeah. So there it is.
Every single time.
Yeah.
Stacey got a question.
Uh-oh.
Can somebody else break her heart, please?
Okay.
Stacey, first of all, Stacey's a guy, man.
Oh, I'm sorry. Oh shit,
yeah,
my bad.
That's what I was assuming too for some reason.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, brother, come on.
I mean, we got women and guys listen to the show, man. Honest mistake. I'm sorry.
Go ahead, Lex.
Oh,
no Diddy.
Why would you say no Diddy, bro? After telling Stacey you're sorry, bro.
Man, it's getting wicked out here, man.
Oh, goodness.
I'm a boy.
Why did you say that when Hopper was saying that you know Willie better than his wife? Why did you say no Diddy then?
I didn't take that like that.
Okay. Oh,
I call a man. I'm thinking a man a girl, and he said he a boy. That calls for no Diddy. I don't see
that was the wrong
women.
timing, man. I mean, come on, DC.
Better late than never.
Yeah, according, you know, it's sad to say this, but it is true. According to Jose's height, you know, it just ain't gonna happen. It's just not. You know, what you already see with Jose is that's what you're gonna get. His ceiling is not too much higher, and it really just doesn't make sense to do that. I mean, like I said, like you have guys that, you know, are taller, you know, that are able to give, like, maybe not in the way that he does it on his defensive prowess, but you have other guys that just, you know, they can do what he can do, especially if they apply themselves. And I mean, obviously, when you think of him, like somebody taking him down low, you know what I'm saying? I mean, especially in the playoffs, that's a huge challenge to ask someone like him, you know, guarding somebody like 6'5" and higher. You know what I'm saying? All they got to do is just rise up above them. So there's only so much that Jose can do. So he's not about to get like an extension like that. So, but yeah, kind of like going with what DC was saying.
Thought you was gonna tell the whole truth, nothing but the truth, Lex. He ain't getting the extension at all. I don't think. Brandon Ingram and Jose, in my opinion, are a package deal. Jose wants to be here. BI is his guy. I think that's another part of the reason he likes it here. He was probably willing to give us a hometown discount. We have an influx of younger guys. And we have problems with our salary cap. And we're going to possibly trade for a center that could be making anywhere from 10 to 20 million. I don't think Jose is going to take the hometown discount this time. I mean, especially without BI being here. And I just see it as there's going to be a team out there that's willing to give Jose, like, gonna give him the bag like Najee. And you know what we're going to do is, we wish him the best. He was a great player. And that's going to be that.
He was a great human being. You got to say that right.
No, I was talking about us. I'm not talking about him. But anyway, like, I don't see us being able to re-sign him because we're moving on from BI. And I think that's the same way, like, okay, let's say if all this stuff wasn't happening with BI, do you guys think there's a possibility that Najee could have still been around? Would Najee have took less money to stay here?
No.
Mm-mm.
No.
If it was something reasonable, I'm talking about for him, man.
You're talking about an undrafted player?
Instead of it being 27, the Pels were willing to give him 18. You don't think he would have took that to stay around?
Possibly. He liked you enough too.
I think he would have.
Yeah,
he liked you. Was still staying, and he know his partner Jose gonna be here. Like, them dudes got a brotherhood, man. They be hanging out. You just seen them out, like, in the city together. Those are the three that's together. B.I. told him what's up. You're like, man, I'm getting my bag. Because you might not get a chance to be on a team where you enjoy it this much at another point in your career, but they also got to cash in and get their money when they can. But I see it as I see it as
man.
Jose ain't gonna be able to retain. It's too expensive.
That's the point, man. I don't think Jose stay either. I think he'll be leaving too, man. I think you got a certain time frame with these guys, and Pelicans did.
He wanted to be a Pelican for the rest of his life, but then he's gonna be like, I want $8 million a year.
Right. So that's what I'm saying. He'll say the same thing.
About your money though, because you got to think with Najee and Jose, they were undrafted. They were undrafted. You know what I'm saying? They literally had to work their way up. And I feel like it's the same situation with Max Strus and Gabe Vincent. What did they do? They ended up leaving. They got better deals.
Got that money. Yeah.
You got to get that money. And listen, they always say that. Ace players always say that. As a player, you have to get your money.
Right.
Because the thing is, a year later, it may not be there. 2 years later, it may not be there. You got to act on that. If you worked your butt off all them years just to get to a point where it's like, wow, other teams are seeing what I have to offer. They want to pay me. It's like, dog, yeah, I got love for you, dog, but I also got a family to feed. You know what I'm saying? It's like, I understand the brotherhood as far as on the team and everything, but when it comes to your family, and I'm talking about your blood family, that you go home night to, support whatever. That's the number one thing. You know what I'm saying? So, we see Jose and his little girls all the time. Yeah, he's gonna go somewhere else to get that bread for sure.
Yeah, doing it for those little girls, man. Yeah.
And that's what he said too. That's what he always says. Hey, yeah, I do it for them. So
he was at the playing tournament. He wanted to win that money. He was gonna get that money to his babies. That's my
brother, dog. Be like, shout, dude. They offer me more money.
Jose out of here, man. You don't think somebody will offer Jose $7-8 million a year? I think somebody would. They're not gonna pay him that. It's that simple. Draft a backup point guard or sign a cheaper one, and that's that. As much as I love Jose and wish he could retire here, I don't see it happening, man. If it does, I will be happy, but I would also be shocked.
Yeah. All right, we're going to have to leave it there, man. Listen, man, we had a good talk tonight, man. Shout out to y'all for listening, man. We appreciate y'all giving us y'all valuable time and listen to the stream tonight. Do me a favor, man. Please feel free to hit the like button, man. If you enjoyed the stream, hit the like button. Also, feel free to share the show on your social media feed. It helps to PPR out as well. Much love to y'all, man. And listen, fam. Yeah, we covered quite the amount of topics tonight, man. Listen, man. Good Pel Talk all around. We appreciate all y'all. Stacy, Jacob, Slim, Hoffa, all of y'all, man. In the chat, big ups to y'all, man. Who that daddy? Big ups to you. A lot of y'all was on the sports coma and came on over to PPR, man. We was over there on the coma for like an hour and a half, and we over here for an hour and 40 minutes. So we just keep it rolling and moving, man. Moving, y'all know how we do. All right, so anyway, man, we're gonna get on up out of here, man. Shout out to all y'all.
We leaving already?
Yes, we are, DC.
After what? How long has it been? After 2 hours, we leaving already?
DC is an hour and 40 minutes, sir. Not 2 hours, sir. An hour and 40.
Can you show Who That Daddy his comment real quick?
Who That Daddy's comment? You got it, DC?
Who That Daddy?
Oh, this. Oh, right here. True that, Lex. We are selfish to expect these players to always take the hometown discount.
Yeah.
That's so true, man. I mean, you can't keep doing that. This is $1 billion corporation. You know what I'm saying? What am I taking a discount for? And how much are you making? You better break out some of that bread. So,
all right. Who That Daddy says he's retired now. Okay. All right.
Yeah, but I'm for the Pelicans. You know what I'm saying? And with that, that means that sometimes players are gonna come and go, because when they leave, I'm still a Pelican. So you damn right I'm gonna want the hometown discount, because I know we cheap. That's the only way we go get to keep some players we love. God damn it!
I wouldn't add. Don't add yourself in that we. Just be like, look, Griff is cheap, okay?
But see, the thing is that you could be in the mindset of, just like we found Najee and Jose, we could find them again. We could find another Najee.
I'm gonna be honest with you, Q. Najee possibly, but a player like Jose, I don't think we'll never find another Jose. He's unique. He's unique in the energy that he brings and the personality that he is. Now, you can find somebody that maybe do some of those things, but you'll never find another guy like Jose. He's unique, man. That's once he gone, that's it. We can find somebody to fill that spot. Ain't gonna never find another him, though.
Okay. All right. We're gonna leave it on that.
It might make us not even miss Najee, though.
Man, listen, you don't know, DC. We have to. We gonna see, brother.
I said, my brother.
Okay, I hear you, brother. All right. So with that being said, man, we're gonna get on up out of here. I appreciate y'all all the time.
The Pelicans found another Monty Williams, though.
All right, we're about to get out of here on that. Listen, we appreciate y'all for joining the stream today. Y'all hit the like button. You're
listening to the Pelicans post-game report on the PRO Media Network for all things Pelicans.
TheWhoThatDaily.com. That's right, TheWhoThatDaily.com. Your one-stop shop for everything New Orleans Saints, New Orleans Pelicans, LSU Tigers, even the top flight boxing news. So if you're a Who That and you're looking for a place to stay up on your team, TheWhoThatDaily.com is your site. TheWhoThatDaily.com for the sport Who That in all of us. That's right, the Pro Shop is the platform store where you can go and buy all the latest merch to support the platform. Available at the Pro Shops, we have dozens of hundreds of products available for you and your family. Unisex tees for men and women, hoodies and sweatshirts, tank tops, kids and baby items, long sleeve tees, mugs, pillows, wall art, bath bedding, face masks, phone cases, stickers, bags, fanny packs, socks, hats, and many other items. Please feel free to check out the Pro Shops. The link is in the description section below. And remember, it helps the platform continue to grow. Check out the Pro Shop and Who That too.